Hey guys, what is up? This is Matthew Davis, me once again. Welcome back to another movie review, continuing on with my horror movie review series. This time I'm going to be reviewing Dawn of the Dead, the 1978 original by George A. Romero. Now, this is basically a sequel to Night of the Living Dead, though it's much more different, as this one is more of an action-ish film. It's still a horror film, but this one has more action elements, and there's a lot more blood and gore. The type of stuff that you would expect from a zombie film. Now, in this film, we follow a group of survivors. Well, not really. They have guns themselves. They can fight back pretty much. And they lead themselves to a shopping mall center. And basically, humanity is pretty much at its last stand when the dead rise. And pretty much they do everything they can to try to lure the zombies away from... Okay, well, not really. They're basically sort of living in the shopping mall now, and then basically when they're surrounded by the dead, they tend to escape. So I have the DVD of this movie. You're probably wondering why I don't own the Blu-ray. It's because it's out of print. This DVD is actually kind of hard to find as well. I know recently there's a 4K that's a bit cheaper, though it's a UK import. I'm not sure if it's region free over here. I'm not sure if it'll play on like my Xbox One S or PS5, but I do want to get it one day. So yeah, but in the meantime I have this, which is still pretty hard to find. So yeah, but anyways, I saw a re-release of this yesterday in 3D. It was such a great time experiencing this on the big screen, even if the 3D wasn't as good as it could have been. But that's okay. I mean, it was the same movie, just in 3D. Yeah, but it's only going to be a limited release. It's going to be till Halloween, and it's only at Regal. So yeah, and there was quite a bit of people there, so it was nice to see people would see the movie in 3D. Only there were people in the back of the movie that for some reason were laughing a lot, and I don't understand why. This is Dawn of the Dead, not Shaun of the Dead. But anyways, this movie really separates apart and not really making it Night of the Living Dead 1.5. No, this movie is far more different. And, there are more zombies, and it's more open. While, of course, most of the movie takes place during a mall, there's still a lot that the movie has to offer. I really dug the characters in this movie, as they have quite a bit of development, as it focuses a lot on them basically interacting with society within the mall, and it provides a lot of social commentary as well. And it's something that I found really unique, and showing that George A. Romero isn't just making another zombie film, because when it comes to zombie films, people just expect a gory ride, pretty much. But I feel like there are some amazing zombie films out there that don't just focus on, of course, the zombies, pretty much. And it does focus on characters, pretty much, and there are actually characters that I found very worth rooting for. And while it's a 1978 film, the effects definitely do feel dated, and they don't look as convincing as some other zombie films out there. But it can be forgiven, because this was a 1978 film, and while some of the gore definitely doesn't look as convincing, as some of it kind of looks like paint. But what can I say? Horror movies were on a much lower budget, but I can definitely say that it still manages to be entertaining enough. Even with the makeup effects, it doesn't look as convincing, because sometimes it just makes the zombies just look like they had, like, I don't know, makeup smeared on. Though they definitely have some where it does look like they actually were zombies. So yeah, it is absolutely forgiving, because the movie is still never boring. Even though it's 2 hours and 7 minutes long, it still manages to be an entertaining ride. I mean, it still never shies away from the blood or the gore or the horror in any way whatsoever. And the movie's soundtrack, too, is very, very memorable as well. I think it's very unique. It sets the tone very well. And sometimes it can feel a little bit joyful, too, like in that comedic sort of way. So, yeah, there are definitely some comedic elements, but it's mostly horror, pretty much. And there are actually some times where when some characters die, I actually did feel bad, because this is the part where, of course, characters, when they get bitten, they turn as well. Also, of course, throughout a lot of the movie, some people act really stupid and just shoot the zombies through other parts of the body besides the head. So This is where they're always like, shoot the head, pretty much, but some people don't shoot the head. But it's a really, really fun film, and it provides a lot in terms of horror and some mild action elements, and of course, some really unique social commentary elements. And Roger Ebert praised the film, giving it 4 stars. Yeah, I would definitely give it a much higher ranking, as you'll see by the end of the video. But yeah, in the end, Dawn of the Dead is still another fantastic zombie masterpiece from George A. Romero. It's by far one of the most iconic horror films, and one of the most important, in my opinion. I mean, this one, if you weren't a fan of Night of the Living Dead's slow burn, then this one is definitely a bit more fast-paced. I mean, it gets right to the point. I mean, the world is pretty much ending, and all humanity has to do is try to survive. Though, I feel like it would be a little bit easier to survive this movie, as the zombies are very slow, so yeah, because they're slow. They started off being slow, then later down the line in other movies, they would become much more faster. But yeah, Dawn of the Dead, what more can I say? It's a must-see for any fan of zombie movies. It's like the zombie movie to see, and yeah. If Night of the Living Dead was a slow burn, then this is more fast-paced. And it's basically what people want to see in a zombie movie. And it's one that is still worth watching to this day. And I enjoy every second of it, still. I'd also recommend checking out Zack Snyder's version of the movie, Dawn of the Dead. This is the remake. Out of all the films that Zack Snyder has made, this is probably my favorite film of his. I don't know why, it's just probably because even though he's more into action, I guess I like this movie more just because I'm into horror, so it would pretty much make sense. I don't know why. I enjoy watching this more than most of the other stuff he's made. But yeah, I still have a lot of fun with this one. Even though I definitely consider this the more better film, this one I feel like is good as well, just for being a bit more different than the original. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to be concluding this with Day of the Dead. That will be my final horror review for, at least for this month. I mean, I will be doing the same thing next year, so yeah. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Ward out.